here she is after almost 4 or 5 months since I paid for this car. It's finally arrived. This was, from what I could tell, the cheapest chrome bumper Corvette C3 in the world. I think I paid just about £7,000 for this car, supposedly running and driving. But unfortunately, we had a few issues with actually getting it to start because, well, just get straight into it. Originally, it had one of these. Everyone knows they catch fire, so that's come off. I actually paid the seller an extra $500 to go over the engine and make sure it would start when it arrived, and it did everything but start when it arrived. As you can see, typical old car problems. The wiring loom is a complete and utter mess. You've got relay for something there, we've got 12 volt feeds, no insulation on them. It's just a joke. Wherever you see these horrible crimp connections, you know someone's been in there. Engine is a 350 small block with, I think the code is visible, the code is something TJA. I think it says TJA, yeah, TJA, which apparently means it's from about 1978. The heads are very low compression. I think they're the 8.1 whatever heads, so they're pretty rubbish. It's got a needle drop performer intake and a Holly carb, with a broken choke wire, which is super annoying, but it's not a big problem. Horrible chrome valve covers, probably made in China. They're going. It's got one of those horrible ready to run distributors that gave me loads of issues trying to get it to start, mainly because the cover is only held on by these weak metal springs, which means, see, that's supposed to be tight and it isn't, but hey, it's cheapest in the world, right? The fan shroud is homemade and I had some problems getting it off, as you can probably see. Yeah, so that's going to have to get sorted. It does have side pipes. It does have side pipes, which are pretty much like brand new. So it's got headers and side pipes. Unfortunately, they didn't put the rocker trims back on behind, and they've also glassed these in, but I've got replacements for the egg crate grills, so I'm guessing I'll probably just have to cut these out, use this lip here to mount the grills back in. What else? Obviously missing the pop-up headlights. I've got the originals to put back in. Cost a lot of money. I don't know why people fit these headlights, they just look ridiculous in my opinion. Front bumper, yeah, there's about half an inch gap there, and there's about half an inch gap there. But hey, old car, right? That's broken down there. We've got a lot of cable ties. It's not actually broken yet, and the cable ties aren't actually doing anything, so I don't know why they put those on. It's got these really strange mounts on the bottom of the bumper. I don't know, I've not seen another C3 bumper with those on. Missing the grille from behind here, which I do have, and I do have the hood for it. I went for a big block hood with the cowl induction because that looks a lot better in my opinion. Also got wide arch kit for it, or the fender flares. It should look pretty cool when they're done, but they are cheap eBay ones, so they don't fit very well. The wheels, originally I thought these wheels looked terrible, but having seen them in the flesh, they are in fact genuine centre lines. I don't know, they're growing on me. They are growing on me. They also stick out a fair bit, which I don't know if that's legal in the UK, but anyways, it's going to have the flares fitted, so it doesn't really make a difference. Paintwork is, well, it's terrible. I don't know camera's going to pick it up, but the whole car is just covered in crazing and marks and paint and bubbles and fish eyes, and oh, it's atrocious, absolutely terrible, this paint job. Let's see around the back. The bumpers are actually in pretty good shape. I mean, the chrome, I don't know if they're the originals, but the chrome is actually pretty decent. It should clean up. Aerial's broken, but probably going to end up just filling that in anyway. Just ruins the lines of the car, having a big aerial sticking up. Around the back, it's got the later bubble lights fitted. Again, like the wheels, I really didn't like these in the pictures, and now I'm seeing them in the flesh. I don't know, they're growing on me. And they do look pretty nice when they're lit up. Again, bumper's not too bad. There you go, you can see the paintwork there. This is basically the entire car covered in that crazing. It's almost like the paint has just sunk into the fiberglass underneath. Let's see, side pipes again. The original colour was Brands Hatch green, as you can see there. Taken the door panels off, well, I took this one off. They're in, well, I mean, really bad shape. They do have electric motors fitted, and there's no winders, but I don't know where those cables go. They go somewhere, but as you'll find out in a minute, they're not actually connected to anything, so there's no way to lower the windows. The handles and everything seem to work, but the door locks don't actually lock, which is fantastic. But hey, cheap car, can't be too picky. I thought this had all been messed with, but apparently that is factory seam sealer. I mean, if I'd bought a car brand new and it looked like that in the door shuts, I'd probably be taking it back. But I guess things were different in the 70s. The interior is absolutely abysmal, to put it politely. The seats are actually not too bad. They're from a 77. They're a horrible brown colour, and they're getting replaced with modern C5 seats, I think. We've got electric C5 seats. The carpet is horrible. The dash, I don't know how much of the dash is actually original, probably none of it. But it does fit pretty well. And the plan is to basically just wrap it all in leather, so it should look brand new, but I don't know how I'd go about repairing sort of right corners like that. Maybe there's some flexible filler or something like that, I don't know. But that's sort of the least of my concerns, because yeah, that, believe it or not, that is exactly as the car came. That thing, like, why? What is that even from? It looks like it's from a go-kart. I don't know, that is just ridiculous. And the funny thing is, it's actually got a B&M ratchet shifter. Let's see if I can show you guys. And the seller described this as upgraded shifter. Yeah, it is actually B&M, which is pretty cool because they're actually pretty nice shifters, I think. This one has seen better days. Oh, that is just ridiculous. Gauges. The front panel is all from a 77, however the gauges are all actually from a 71, and that's why they don't line up properly, because they've literally just screwed them into the back of this panel, which actually makes my life a little bit easier, because I want to put it as far back, as close to standard as I can. So I've got the original cluster, I've got the original center console, the side bits that go on the side there. I've got a brand new carpet for this interior. Handbrake doesn't actually work, so it's just for show, and the car does roll back if you leave it. This is all wrong, this is all from a 77. Steering column is all from a 77, steering wheel is from a 77, which is actually better for me because it's a tilt and telly steering wheel, or column, and I think it's a bit shorter than the correct 71, which had the big bus driver steering wheels, which look ugly if you ask me. So yeah, I think the plan for that is to just sort of restore the column as well as I can, paint it black. It's got the recall horn button, which is nice. Yeah, as you can see, the clocks are literally just hanging in there. They're not actually secured to anything. Apparently it's got 70,000 on the clock. It's probably 170,000 because they only go up to 100 and then roll over again. It is an auto, but manual swap is not out of the question, potentially in the future. None of these ducts or vents actually are connected to anything, so they're just for show. The wiring is, the whole loom in this car is a fire hazard. It's just a fire waiting to happen. That's what I had to do there. I had to bridge those two just to get it to turn over because those were crimped into there, and obviously they came out, which is great. Yeah, this is all rubbish. Again, 77. It just looks a bit dated, ugly brown colour. The dome light is missing, which would be pretty cool, so I'm probably going to put that back. It has no seat belts at all, nothing whatsoever, no lap belts, no harnesses, nothing. Back here it's same story really. The battery's behind the seat, which makes changing the battery fun. Carpet's all rubbish. There's the correct console handbrake cover thing. Down here is alright, fiberglass is alright. Interiors, yeah, I mean, it really was the cheapest car in the world for a reason. But the good news is, there are some good things about this car, believe it or not. Side pipes are brand new, or as close to new as you could possibly expect on a car of this sort of price. Oh, I didn't see that, I just realised that there's a big, I haven't seen that before, there's a big crack there, and it's all moving. This car needs a lot of bodywork. Look, you can probably see in the video that bubbling in the paint is just wow. All of the weather stripping is terrible. It leaks like crazy because the car was actually delivered in the rain. So as we were bringing it in, I could see water just building up in a puddle on the floor there, and it's probably still wet. Yeah, they typical hole in the doors to fit speakers. Don't know why you do that when you can actually, there is actually dash mounted speakers anyway. But yeah, I mean, cheapest car in the world, right? You can't be too picky. Cheapest chrome bumper car in the world. I could easily have probably paid a little bit more and ended up with a really clean plastic bumper C3, but I had my heart set on chrome bumper car, and to be honest, for the money I think I got a pretty good deal. There's absolutely no rust whatsoever on the frame or the birdcage and the windscreen surround, which is the bit that goes around there, and it's the bit that you basically sit inside. No rust whatsoever. Some of the really, really bad ones you see online, when people take the windscreens out, there's almost no metal left behind this trim. And around here they go. This one is absolutely rock solid. And that's a random piece of trim from a 75 Cadillac. And since we got the engine running, she sounds good. She sounds really, really nice. It's not a performance engine by any means. It's probably got about, I don't know, 200 horsepower, 220 horsepower or something like that. But I'm looking at aluminium heads. There's a few other, maybe another cam. It has apparently got, I think, a thumper cam in it, which sounds incredible. But that's about all it does, because they're not really made for performance, from what I've read. One wing mirror from standard. Well, it's not really a wing mirror, is it? It's a door mirror. But I've got this later C3 sports mirrors. I've got a pair of them to go on this. Should be nice. The chrome work is actually in pretty good shape and things like that. You'd expect that to be worn from years of people sort of using them, but they're in pretty good shape. This has actually got the original glass on this side. The other side isn't the original because it says astro ventilation, whatever that means. It's probably like GM marketing spiel for like power windows or something. Yeah, so I'm not too keen on the ride height. I think it's way too high at the back. Yeah, it looks a bit funny at the front as well, to be honest. But it does have a sway bar fitted at the back, which has lifted it a bit. And I think the springs have been cut on the front, so it has actually been lowered a little bit. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's a lot of people have told me, you know, don't try and turn it into a modern car. And at first I was like, no, you know, it's an old car, it needs to be modernised a bit with, you know, 18-inch wheels or something like that. But it really is starting to grow on me, this look, the sort of jacked up back and slightly skinnier front. I don't know, I'm still not decided. But the plan is to make the interior as nice as I possibly can by ripping out basically everything, putting all of the console, gauges, dash, etc. back to standard, leather wrap the dash and the console, C5 seats, brand new black carpet all round, leather wrap all this ugly plastic trim, maybe Alcantara on the T-tops, because they are T-tops and they do come off, and the back window comes out as well, so it's practically like having a convertible, which isn't actually a convertible. It's fantastic. As you can see, GM quality right there, seam sealers coming off, but the metal behind it is rock solid, and that's really all that matters. 77 had cruise control, which doesn't actually do anything, it's just for fun or for show, which would be fun to hook that up, because it's meant to have a switch at the end. I wonder what we could use that switch for, because as I say, the wiring in this car is terrible. I don't even feel confident leaving the battery plugged in, so I leave it disconnected. And I bought a brand new harness for the entire car. I'm going to have loads of fun ripping out all of this rubbish and starting afresh, because right now the wipers don't work, the hazards don't work, the indicators don't work, obviously the power windows don't work. Almost none of the gauges inside work, despite they actually look like they're connected. The choke doesn't work, the tack doesn't work. Don't know if the speedo works, but probably doesn't. Yeah, so the wiring in this car is just appalling. So I'm looking forward to ripping it all out, starting afresh with a brand new wiring kit, brand new battery, brand new earth straps, because obviously being fiberglass, good grounds are pretty important, and I think everything on this car just grounds to the frame underneath, and as you can probably imagine, 50 years of corrosion on the frame means a lot of intermittent ground, and we don't want that. So probably going to have to jack it up at some point, get under there, have a look, clean everything up, change all the straps. Yeah, I mean, for some reason, I have no idea why, the person who restored, and I use the word very lightly, fitted collector edition badges, front and back. And that's, I think they're from an 82, which this obviously isn't. Why you'd put those on there, it's like, same person who fitted that horrendous shifter, I guess. But yeah, there she is. If you guys are interested, keep following my videos, and I'm hoping to document the build of this car, turning her from this pretty cool looking orange car shaped thing into or back into a real sports car. And yeah, hopefully it should turn out pretty nicely. I mean, I'm still undecided about certain things, such as the wheels and the fender flares, although I'm actually 99% sure I'm going to fit the fender flares, just because they just look so mean, in my opinion. wide C3 with side pipes, with the correct rocker trim behind the side pipes, and the egg crate grills. They just look mean. You know, there are no other cars that compare, in my opinion, looks wise. They've got presence, and they just look angry. I think there was a guy who heard it start up the other day, and he came up to me and asked me, why does your engine sound so angry? And I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video.